Yeah, see, now you guys going to where I was trying to go. Like, how did you guys develop that style of rapping? Because like when you listen to like Keep It Flowing, like that, you guys hitting them with a like that's what you guys
It
doing.
was like, but if you really think back to around them times, Big L was doing it.
Yes.
Jay-Z was doing it.
Yes.
Right.
Who else was around on
DOS Effects was doing it. I think that was a little bit after us.
DOS Effects was after.
Yeah, right.
Also the underground.
But when did you guys decide to throw in the Spanish with it too, though?
This is what happened. I'm gonna get to that. So Igor was like, yo, if you serious, here go my number. This is that same night, Lord Finesse show. Here go my number. Be at my house 8 o'clock in the morning. He gave me a number and an address. Now, mind you, this address is in Washington Projects, right? Total lineup. This sounds like a complete line up. Like this guy don't want it. This guy wants to kill me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you know the Bronx, you know you're not gonna go to Webster Projects and Washington Projects randomly just linger and roam in there like that.
Webb and Washington was beefing crazy. You get in between that, it's over.
And that's when the 9 Live crew and all that, it was crazy over there. So I'm like, yo, this dude living what? So I was like, all right, mind you, we just left the club. He's telling me to meet him at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, yo, whatever. I forgot what we did, but we just went and killed like 2 hours and went straight to his crib. We was in his crib like 7:30 in the morning. Like, yo, what's up?
7:30, not
7:30, not 8 o'clock. We knocked on his door. Rest in peace to Mama Love. His mom's opened the door. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, y'all here for? Hold on, let me go get him. And I was like, boom. And he came through and smiled like, yo, y'all really came. And I'm like, yo, we dead ass. What's up? And he was like, yo, give me a minute. He came in. I mean, he invited us in. We walked in. We in the middle of Washington Projects. Like, no one just goes there. Yeah. No one goes there. The actual name is Morris Projects. Nobody calls it that. It's Wash and Webb. Like, for real, for real. So it's no Morrisania, no Morris.
Right.
Wash and Webb. That's what it is. So we go there. That very same day, we go down to
Columbia.
Went down to Columbia, yeah. Mm-hmm. Went down to Columbia Records with Kurt Woodley. Mind you, this from last night.
Shout out to Kurt Woodley.
Kurt Woodley. When we went to see Kurt Woodley, he had Mary J. Blige, and he had what's the dude from Third Base, man, the chubby one.
Third Base, you saw us?
Yeah, you remember Third Base?
Yeah. You're not talking about MC Search. You're talking about
MC Search. Yeah, he had Mary J. Blige, and MC Search was there with Nas. Because MC Search was putting Nas on.
Yeah.
Right.
And we sat there with Kurt Woodley, Nas, and Mary J. Blige. And we sat there. He was vibing. We rapped for him. He was like, yo, they nasty, woo, woo, woo. So at that time, what happened is Atlantic Records had Crisscross with Jermaine Dupri. So they had the little, they had the little backwards thing going on.
Wait. Was this before Live at the Barbecue? Nas wasn't who he was, right? Like, you didn't really know.
No, Nas wasn't who he was.
Got you. Okay.
I don't even know if Live at the Barbecue came out yet behind this.
Got you.
He might have. Like I said, I'm horrible with chronological order, but I know he's there. He wasn't.
Because you got to remember, we were seeking out deals in 1991.
This is 92.
Right.
This is 92, to be exact. That I know for a fact. That was 92. Nas wasn't Nas. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's just nice. He's this kid from Queens. Everybody like, oh shit, he nasty. I think Halftime might have been out. Or something like that, or it was coming out. Don't quote me on none of this, but it was him, MC Search, Mary J. Blige. So, because Kurt Woodley has something to do with like the management or the something with Mary J. Blige at that time.
He found him, yeah.
Yeah, so he told iGod, yo, your boys are nice, but I'm gonna need something more than just nice, because I got a lot of artists. I can't just be throwing. He was like, yo, there's these kids that we scheming on from Atlantic Records, because Jermaine Dupri was shopping Crisscross to Atlantic Records, and we over here. So
we got a $300 demo deal with Columbia.
Yeah, I got you. We're gonna get to it. No, look, I'm gonna tell you what we did. So it was 160.
160?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That we got some bread from Atlantic too.
That's a fact.
Like we was just doing it. So what he did was he was like, yo, think of something. So iGod came up with the bright idea, like, yo, you speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I'm Dominican, so iGod was like, yo, can you do all these lyrics in Spanish? And I was like, do them in Spanish? Hell no, I'm not rapping in no Spanish, man. That's corny. Like, what I'm rapping in Spanish for? He's like, bro, trust me. He went and spoke to Kurt Woodley, and Kurt Woodley was like, yo, if you could bring back, because we had like 2 songs done, but they weren't like professionally done. And he was like, if you could put those songs on tape and do them in Spanish, I'll give you a demo budget right now. So he gave us a demo deal. A demo deal back then, like, it's not even no record labels really no more like now. So a demo budget is when the record label is interested in you. They'll give you some money to go in the studio, put something together, and come back to them, so that you could check the A&R, and the A&R like see if you even want to present it to the people to the powers that be, so you can get signed. So they have a budget just for demo budgets. You know what I'm saying? Just to give out, go to the studio, come back. You good? I believe in you a little something. Go do that. So we took that, and in the time that we was doing all of that, Igor came up with a bright idea. He was like, yo, we're going to do this demo budget. We're going to do the demos, and we're going to take this shit to Atlanta. Because, so what happened is, like, 2 days after that Columbia thing, it was me and him, of course, Igor and B.O. Mm-hmm. And we just randomly pulled up to to Atlantic Records, all facts.
Before you do that, I gotta say this. Mm-hmm. This is respect to Igor. You know what I'm saying? Much love. But the idea for the Spanish shit actually came from us.
Yeah.
He just pursued that. Because this is what happened. We was with Keyboard Money Mike. We was just doing demos.
In the crib.
With Set G, Keyboard Money Mike. Shout out to Set G. Keyboard Money Mike and all that. Just remember which word, so I'm going to give you the segue. Mm-hmm. So I said, he kept asking me, yo, we need to do something different. Everything he kept telling me, that's an idea I will give him. We need something different. Because we used to rap inside at his crib all day, every day, just rehearsing and shit. And I said, yo, you know what? I looked at this nigga. I said, nigga, we gonna do some Spanish shit. He looked at me. Now, that's what you did. You was right. You was like, nigga, what you doing? What the fuck you talking about? I said, yo, we gonna do some Spanish shit. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote something down.
Wait, DeVale, you're Cuban, right? Or you black?
Hell no.
No, because like when you look it up online, people say it's a Puerto Rican group. Oh no, he's Cuban, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's all over the place.
Right. Look, we gonna get to that, right?
He's disclosing the truth.
I'm disclosing the truth. I said it on Keyboard Money Mike shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tie all that in so he could take it, right? When I wrote some shit, he heard it. He looked at me. He said, "Yo, that shit, we could do that." So I know, you know, he said my Spanish is not as good as his Spanish. His Spanish, he's great. I think he's Spanish. He's born in Puerto Rico. His Spanish is crazy. But I wrote Spanish in the texture of like English. Like if you translate it, it's like boom, because my pronouns, my adverbs, and all that is not in place.
We got a couple of things out of place.
Out of place, right? So, but it's like a nice and smooth type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you're saying gibberish, but you saying something. But you know what I'm saying? But you let Smooth B take it away with the in-depth crazy shit.
Gotcha.
Right? So I said, all right, boom. So we was a Keyboard Money Mike. Keyboard Money Mike made the beat. We laid the demo. That nigga Igor said, yo, G, this is it right here. We taking this to Atlantic. So I'm gonna explain to what you call it, because that all ties in. So go ahead, take it.
So now we had Atlantic Records. Just walking in, no appointment, no nothing. All facts. Walk in. So I go and B.O. and they go to the girl at the security desk. It's like, we need to set up a meeting with Kirk Woodley up there. Oh, Kirk Woodley is busy.
Kevin Woodley.
Kirk Woodley is at Atlantic. No, Kevin Woodley. Kevin Woodley's at Atlantic.
Shout out to Kevin Woodley.
Shout out to Kevin Woodley. Yeah.
They call him DJ Sugar Daddy.
Yeah,
that's his name.
He used to be at what's that Thursday joint he used to do downtown?
I forgot what it's called.
What's the joint he used to do downtown? That was the jump off too.
It was the jump off. He was a fire DJ. He was doing the old school shit.
I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead, So we on track. Go ahead. So
all
this is gonna tie in, Panda. Go ahead.
So Kevin Woodley's like, I'm busy. I can't just take a meeting, whatever. All right, so we need a meeting with Sylvia Rone then. Sylvia Rone.
Shout out to Sylvia.
Ain't no Sylvia Rone just coming down. No joke. No, now I don't know, because I was in there. I'm at this time we like 19, 20. I got to be all like the older dudes. You know what I'm saying? They the ones controlling everything. So They went, I don't know what they talking. They got on, the security gave them a phone. They was like, all right, we're going to go out and get something to eat. And I was like, something to eat? Yeah, we coming back in an hour. They're going to be ready in an hour. And I was like, ready in an hour for real? So in my brain, like I told you, I don't believe in nobody. I don't believe in anything until it's actually happening. So I'm telling this dudes, they don't know no fucking body and no fucking Atlantic records. Fuck out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want that type time. When we went, whatever it was, an hour, came back, it's Sylvia Rome, Merlin Bob, Kevin Woodley, Richard Nash, what's my man with the promotion with the eyes? Eric Skinner. These are all real Atlantic names.
Amelia Moore, shout out to her too.
Amelia Moore, yo, sitting in a conference room. Like, I don't know what they did, but this is impromptu, and they sitting in the conference room.
I don't know how the fuck they did that shit.
And we walked in, and I'm a little confused because I don't know what they set up. I just know I'm coming back in an hour. Because they didn't even tell us, like, yo, when we go back, this is what we're going to do. So now we walk in, and everybody's here. I don't know who Sylvia Roan and none of these people are. I just seen a bunch of people in the conference room.
Our DJ was with us at that time, so we had a new DJ.
Yeah, shout out to Royal Tech.
And he's Colombian, right?
Yeah, he's Colombian. He's really Colombian.
He's Colombian. They're really Colombian. I'm trying to take no shots at me, nigga.
He's really Colombian.
Nah, he's Colombian and Puerto Rican.
So we walk in the conference room, and I'm a little confused. I'm like, well, we got to speak to these people? Like, what we doing? Like, so he's like, yo, spit that shit that you spit the. So I'm like, just start rapping? Like, what are we doing? Just like that. I don't know if anybody ever seen like the Bobby Shmurda.
Tell him, bro, talk on shit.
How Bobby Shmurda got his record deal, and he was just like in the conference room, jumping all over the place and doing all that shit. We did that shit 90 years before Bobby Shmurda. You know what I'm saying? He must have seen the tape of what we did. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Bobby Shmurda, man. Welcome home and all that. But we already did that, like for real. So we walked in there. I looked at this guy, and I'm like, yo, we rapping? We rapping. I start going crazy. We jumping on tables. We spinning people over. Like, yo, listen to me. We rapping in people's faces.
Rapping in their faces on the table. Like, all that. Here's Sylvia Rowe. Sylvia Rowe had a lace coat. She's like, yeah.
Right.
I fucked this.
But mind you, she was grooving, but some of them was still giving us the poker face. Because they're a little confused. They're like, yo, some of these dudes. So we finished, and then some whispering going on, and then I got and B.O. was like, yo, wait for us outside. We're going to be out there in a minute. They stayed in there, and they was like, yo, Atlantic ready to give y'all 150 and 25 events. Back then, like major labels was signing artists to $60,000 deals, $40,000 deals. Like, do the history, 92, 93,
right,
whatever.
To production deals and shit.
Even to record deals.
Yeah.
We got signed for 150, and they gave us 25 in advance, and we did all of that with the 60,000 that we got from Colombia. We took it over to them, so we had money left over that we just split amongst each other, and we went out shopping. We went out, so it was a beautiful thing. And then we ended up being on Atlantic Records, and then the rest is history.
Well, he also got to explain too that Chris Course went over there too.
So. Oh, and since Atlantic Records took us, and we had the Spanish thing going on, Colombia applied pressure and took Crisscross, and Colombia ended up taking Crisscross from Atlantic. So Atlantic kind of took us from Colombia.
Got you.
Colombia took Crisscross from Atlantic.
So
this is all facts.
So here's the thing.
Jermaine Dupri could verify that, or he's a liar.
So here's the thing. We were like one of the groups that, I don't know if you ever heard a thing like where like they say, oh, they could have been great, but they don't know how to know the company, record company, they know how to market them or put them in such and such context or whatever. So when we did the Spanish shit, like we had those demos ready to go and whatnot, Atlantic was so excited to sign us and shit like that. So our thing was, they wanted to look at us as like a Latino group because we did half English, half Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to do a double album. We never really got to do that. But in hindsight, my thing was, I'm 19, 20 years old and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All I did was pretty much grow up with black and Hispanics and shit like that, Latinos and shit. There's a lady who's been in my building. She's Cuban and shit. She's been in there for like forever and shit. I used to go to her house all the time, eat her food, talk to her son and all that. We was like best friends and all that shit. So I took on that persona, because at the end of the day, it was supposed to be about blacks and Latinos and shit like that. So they was like, yo, we just need such and such. I said, yo, I don't give a fuck. Give me that bread and we rocking out. You know what I'm saying? So I represent, obviously I'm black, you know what I'm saying? And this nigga Puerto Rican. My other DJ partner and shit, he's Colombian and Puerto Rican and shit. So I took it and ran with it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't making no never mind. It wasn't being disparaging or disrespectful towards nobody. We was pretty much repping all, like, you know what I'm saying?
And it was a good gimmick at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It was a good gimmick to rock and roll. But what happened with us, once we signed to Atlantic,
it became real.
It turned out that we should have actually signed to Columbia, because when we signed to Atlantic, Atlantic folded and went under. So now we signed for all this money. We went to the studio, recorded the whole album, and the record label completely folded. There was no team at the record label.
Yeah, not the record label itself, but the actual team.
Like the actual team.
Infrastructure.
They were going through like a rebuilding process. So it was almost like almost like a tax write. It was like they just signed us and there was nothing. So shout outs to Eric Skinner, because Eric Skinner was like head of like marketing and promotion and all of that. He literally gave me like his whole entire Rolodex. Like shout outs to Eric. So I don't know if I'm getting you in trouble for that. Whatever. It's too late for that. But anyway, he gave me his whole Rolodex. And we used to go to Atlantic Records every day and sit there and call every single radio station all across the United States of America. Like we put together our own college tour. We did a whole Southeast college tour, Northeast. We did our own stuff because there was no team there to do that. There was no A&R team. There was nothing going on at Atlantic Records until because at that point it was they was rebuilding into the Electra, Atlantic, and what was the other joint? It was what was it called? It was
Electra, Atlantic. Is a WEA.
So it was Warner, Electra, Atlantic. That's when Warner, Electra Records, and Atlantic all merged together. So they was in the middle of doing that, so they paid no attention to our project. And on top of them paying no attention to our project, there was no market
for what we was doing.
For people rapping in Spanish. So
we were like the first of its kind in that sense.
So due to the fact that B.O. was like a major figure in the hip hop world. So was Igor, like Ice-T, Ice Cube, everybody from the West Coast, all that tapping in and all that. Everybody was tapping into our people when they was coming over here.
That was a fact.
Facts. Like we used to be standing right there. Ice Cube is right here. And he'll call B.O. We pick him up from airports and all of that. And he makes sure Ice Cube is safe when he's in New York. Ice-T, all of that. Like it was, and it was not like no pussy shit or nothing like that. It was just how the politics went back then. So because of that, we ended up, we was basically everywhere we didn't belong. There was not even a market for us. We was doing shows with Nice and Smooth. We was doing shows with Trench and them from Naughty by Nature. We did shows with Tupac. Biggie was on stage with all of that, like all of that, like for real. So, but everywhere we were, the crowd wasn't looking for that. It was like there was no reggaeton. It was like none of that. And just to make it clear to everybody out there, Mesanjarz of Funk, we are the first Spanish rapping group or entity altogether that signed to a major label directly. We was directly on Atlantic.
Yeah, we was on Atlantic. Yeah, it was on Atlantic.
Wait. So let me ask you this though. So the fans weren't receptive to the Spanish rapping though?
It wasn't so much of that. It was like, how would I say? What we did was new. We did something nobody really did because, like I said, he wrote his shit. I wrote my shit. Because even though, you know what I'm saying, like I said, even though I'm black, I still know a good amount of Spanish to put together to write my shit. You know what I'm saying? I was, put it like this. I was the first ever to spell out English fucking words in Spanish letters and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I, you know, like I say that, you know, like I would say, P-O-U-R-L-L, you know what I'm saying? I would go on and shit like that.
Like on some K-Solo shit. Right. Like he did this man did it in Spanish. Like we got a history. But to answer your question, it would probably be no. Like the crowd wasn't receptive, but we had such a strong personality that and we were just so deep and so like powerful when we walk into buildings that you wouldn't dare disrespect us. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of just standing there like, all right, this is the segue, finish your little Spanish thing and then give me OPP right behind us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who the hell these guys are. So it was that kind of thing. So it's like almost like doing spoken word in front of a drill music crowd. You know what I'm saying? That's what we were doing.
Nice analogy.
Got you.
We were like way out of pocket, but we were still doing it confidently. And at the end of the day, it was always some people that always showed us love. There was a company called Rock Embassy. We did a show in DC, and the company Rock Embassy came and we did a whole photo shoot for them, and they gave us clothing and all that. And if you see like Tretch and them from Naughty by Nature and all of that, they're wearing all of the stuff that, because they, you know, they hit it big. So they ended up taking that whole Rock Embassy thing to another level. But we were there before that. And even though they was out there, we was there before that. Mm-hmm. If you look at Fat Joe's first video, Flo Joe, when he's rapping, we like right behind him the whole entire time. We the dudes with the vest on.
And we gonna get into that.
Song with the twist in the head.
Right next to Beat Nuts, nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Whoever that, you know what I'm saying, that was there.